Back here on VCSUVikings.com, game 2 of our doubleheader, the Vikings and Mayville State. Vikings taking the first game 8-3. A batting order here for the Comets. They'll have Mackenzie Hughes leading off in center field. Lacey Mathewitz is batting second in left field. Lindsay Tula hitting third at third base. Madison Tierras is at short, hitting cleanup. Autumn McGough is the DP. She's batting fifth. Rianne Bass is batting sixth and catching. Batting seventh in right field, Letty Herrera. And hitting eighth at first base is Michaela Pino, and on Terrace Sierra is at second base and batting ninth. And Bailey Momberg will be pitching here in game 2 for the Comets. Hughes, Mathewitz, Tula, Terrace, McGough, Bass, Herrera, Pino, and Sierra. The batting order for Coach Jordan Olson and the Mayville State Comets. And we are set to go. Leading off the top of the first for the Comets, the center fielder, number 4, Mackenzie Hughes. So Mackenzie Hughes will get things started here for the Comets. We'll get you that defensive lineman here momentarily for Valley City State. In the circle is Clausen, Cooper Clausen. But Hughes steps in to lead things off here for the Comets. And Clausen ready to go, and our first pitch misses for ball 1. 4:38, our game time for game number 2. 1 ball, no strikes on the lefty Hughes. 63 degrees, our game time temperature. Here's a high pop fly right side, right field. Kennedy Stone there makes the catch. That is out number 1. The left fielder, number 20, Lacey Mathewitz. Now Lacey Mathewitz, Hughes in game number 1. Had that double to lead off the game, was officially 1 for 3 with a run scored. Mathewitz, 1 for 2, had a sacrifice bunt. Facing Cooper Clausen here in the top of the first inning. Shows bunt and takes ball 1. Mike Lean, our balls and strike umpire. Mark Sandman working the bases here. Alyssa DePorter at third. Ashlyn Deemert at short. Kylie Bannard at second. Logan Gronberg over at first base. Avery Kuklinski, Mackenzie Stone, and Kennedy Stone. The outfield from left to right. There's a chop back up the middle into center field, a base hit. So Mathewitz with a single to center field. And the Comets have a runner on. We'll bring up Lindsay Tula. The third baseman, number 27, Lindsay Tula. Tula had a 2-run homer in game number 1, was officially 2 for 3 with that run scored and drove in a couple of runners. So runner first base, 1 out here in the top of the first for the Comets. And the right-hander Clausen delivers a change of pace, in for a strike, 0-1. Cooper, the sophomore out of North Springs, Iowa. The right-handed pitcher, making her 20th appearance, her 9th start. 46 innings, 72 runs, 72 hits, 44 runs, 40 of those earned. Pitch misses, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1-1 the count. One ball, 1 strike on the left-handed hitting Tula. And the pitch. Swinging a pop fly, left side. Coming in Kuklinski, and it is a foul ball. Ooh, right down the line, just foul. And the count 1-2. Clausen has walked 9, struck out 47 in 46 innings. 3-4 record, 6.09 earned run average. One out, 1 on, and a 1 ball, 2 strike count on Tula. Clausen has the sign, checks the armband, and delivers 1-2. Swing another pop-up foul. Now to play. Oh, Alyssa DePorter made an effort by the fence here on the third base side, but just out of her reach. So the count continues. A ball and 2 strikes to Tula. Final home game of the regular season, final home game of the season for the Vikings. They'll head to Dickinson State for the conference tournament next weekend. They'll be finishing up this 4-game series in Mayville tomorrow. Shot to second into right center field. That's a base hit. Around second, Mathewitz on her way to third. Down to second base goes Tula, and Mathewitz comes all the way around to score, and the Comets take a 1-0 lead. So a shot towards right center field. Tula makes it a double and an RBI double. And it'll bring up Madison Terrace. The shortstop, number 10, Madison Terrace. Terrace 1 for 4 in game 1, had a double. Tula with her team-leading 18th double of the year. Now has 24 RBI. Here's a swing and a miss by Terrace, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. On the right-handed hitting Madison Terrace, a shortstop. Clausen working here, delivers. Swing and a miss, going right after Terrace and quickly out in front. No balls and 2 strikes. Outside of the rain that we had yesterday, field looking good shape. Just a brief shower during the Highlander game yesterday here in Valley. The pitch swung on and fouled straight back. And the count continues on Terrace. There's no balls, 2 strikes. Designated player Autumn McGough waiting on deck. And you get a chance to see her pitch later in the game, I was told. Bailey Momberg starting, but McGough will get a chance to come in. 0-2 the count. And the pitch. High and wide. A ball and 2 strikes on Terrace. Hughes flied out to right field, and Mathewitz singled, and Tula doubled. It's a ball and 2 strikes here on Terrace. Clausen ready to work. And delivers. Missing outside, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Terrace. Megan Elliott, assistant coach, coaching first base. Jordan Olson, the head coach of the Comets, down on the third base coaching area. They never stand in the coach's box, so I have to call it the coach's area. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Terrace, and the pitch. Swing and a miss on the outside part of the plate. First strikeout for Clausen, 2 away. Now to bring up the DP, Autumn McGough. The designated player, number 11, Autumn McGough. McGough in game 1 was 1 for 4. Singled her last time up. And a righty pop up infield left side. DePorter, the third baseman, gives way to shortstop Diemert. Ashland makes the play, and that will retire the side here in the first. But the Comets place a run. Couple of hits, no errors. They leave 1 runner left on base. Half an inning. It's Mayville State 1, Valley City State coming up. This is Viking Softball live on YouTube at VCSUVikings.com. For the Comets in the top of the first, 1 run on 2 base hits, no Viking errors, and 1 runner left on base. Congratulations. I haven't talked to you since Yeah. It's getting time for Saints baseball, so you know.
Almost there. I don't know if you're like Jesse Johnson, but he's out for the year. He had a back surgery.
Really?
Herniated disc.
Oh, he's too young for that.
He is too, exactly. This is quite a view back here, too. I tell you what, you can really see the ball move. It's kind of nice back here.
Yeah, I like this. This is a good vantage point.
We were up a little bit higher behind.
Yeah.
And it's
like on that breaking ball and that strikeout, it's kind of nice.
Yeah, it's nice. Ooh, it's nice not being in the elements either.
Yeah.
Sunscreen or not. All right. Shortstop, number 6, Ashlyn Deemer. Let's take a look at the defensive alignment here for the Comets. They'll have Lindsay Tula at third base. Madison Terrace is at short. And Terrace Sierra is at second base. And over at first base is Michaela Pino. In the outfield, Lacey Mathewitz in left field. Mackenzie Hughes is in center. Letty Herrera is in right field. Behind the plate, Rianne Bass. And in the circle is the sophomore today, Autumn McGough. Autumn making her 23rd appearance, her 16th start. She leads the team with 8 complete games. Team leader in innings, 92 and 2/3. Giving up 162 hits, 140 runs, 113 earned. She's walked 76. Also leads the team with 65 strikeouts, a 2-13 record, and an 8.54 earned run average. Ashlyn Deemert steps in to lead things off here for the Vikings in the first. Takes a pitch, ball 1. Deemert with a game-winning hit in the first game, a 3-run homer that at the time gave the Vikings a 3-2 lead. There's a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Was 2 for 4. And also had a triple and 4 RBI total for the righty. Now with 23 on the season. That pitch misses wide. 2 balls and 1 strike. Get McGough. Originally from Valley City High School. Very good pitcher here. Then family moved to Horace. She attended West Fargo Cheyenne. Was part of a conference championship team in 2021. Now in her second year with Mayville State. 3-1 the count here on Deemert. The pitch. There's a ground ball left side. Grabbed by Tula, the third baseman. The first for the out. 5-3 on the putout. 1 away. I'll bring up Kylie Bannard. The second baseman, number 97, Kylie Bannard. Bannard 0 for 2 in game 1. Did score a run. Walked a couple of times. And facing McGough here, the right-hander. Sports the cage as she pitches. And then drops in the curve in for a strike. I believe it is mandatory that pitchers wear that cage when they throw. No balls and 1 strike. A good rule to have. I've seen third baseman and first baseman wear it as well. There's a pop-up foul back behind home plate. It's more than a catcher's mask. It's not really catcher's mask. It's just the cage. No balls and 2 strikes here to Bannard with Logan Grunberg waiting on deck. Vikings batting him in the home half of the first inning, trailing 1-0. And the pitch. Slide piece misses outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bannard, 8 home runs on the year, 29 RBIs, both number 2 on the team behind the on-deck batter, Logan Grunberg. The pitch. Low ball 2, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Kylie Bannard out of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. One of 3 Viking players from Saskatchewan. 2-2 the count. Time called. Two balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Again, misses wide, and the count now runs full. 3-2 on Bannard. Three balls, 2 strikes, and the delivery. Oh, strike 3 call. Did catch her on the inside corner. I thought that she was heading to first, but that is strikeout number 1 by McGough. 2 away. That brings up Logan Grunberg. The first baseman, number 25, Logan Grunberg. Grunberg in game 1, 1 for 3 with a run scored. And takes the off-speed pitch low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes on Logan. 2 out, nobody on here in the first. And the 1-0 pitch on the way. Misses outside. 2 balls, no strikes. McGough never pitched on this field as a high schooler because we Highlanders played across the street at the other softball field here in the area. And that one on the inside corner for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Just last year that the Highlanders moved to play here at the complex. 2-1 the count on Logan Grunberg, and the pitch. Takes it low, ball 3, 3-1. If Grunberg can extend the inning, Kennedy Stone would follow. And the righty delivers. And the strike call, fired that one in, got it knee high. And the count runs full now, 3 balls and 2 strikes on Logan Grunberg. McGough, the righty, ready to work. Wheels and deals. Swung on, lookout. Rocket fouled on the left field line. Vance Christensen in the third base coaching box. Sarah Crocker over on the first base side for Valley City State. We're in the bottom of the first inning, 1-0. Comets leading. And the count 3 balls and 2 strikes on Logan Grunberg. 2 out, nobody on. And here's the pitch. Outside ball 4, so Grunberg draws the walk. Good at bat there by Logan. That'll bring up Kennedy Stone. The right fielder, number 43, Kennedy Stone. Stone 0 for 1 officially in game 1, or 1 for 1 officially in game 1. Did score a run and had an RBI sacrifice fly. And the sophomore will step in here with a runner at first and 2 out here in the first inning. McGough delivers. That one is over but low. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count here on cleanup hitter Kennedy Stone. And nubs that one foul at the plate. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And McGough ready to work here against Stone. Delivers. There's a change of pace. Hits the outside corner for a strike. And the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. One and 2 the count on Kennedy Stone. Runner down at first base is Grunberg. She drew a 2-out walk, still down there. Here's the pitch. There's a shot to third, knocked down by Tula, picks it up, throws to second, and they got her. Nice scoop at second base. Perez had to go for a backhand scoop at second base, but they got Grunberg 5-4 on the putout for out number 3, and that will retire the side. For the Vikings, no runs, no hits, no errors. They leave 1 inning. Is Mayville State leading at 1-0. Coach Matt Gable having a word with the base umpire. Now they're going to talk things over, so hang on. Hold your bingo cards. We're going to have a conversation. Grunberg is standing with her hands on her hips between second base and the pitching circle as the umpires are discussing things. So we'll see if the inning is over, and she is safe. Okay. No, she is out. Okay, and she is out. All right, that will do it. So as we head to the second, 1-0 Comets lead. This is Vikings softball on BCCVikings.com. For the Vikings, in the bottom of the first, no runs, no hits, no Comet errors, 1 runner left on base. I'm sorry? Yeah, she was the designated player. And so here's their lineup card. But they told me when they handed it to me that their DP, which was her, was going to come in to pitch. So their flex player is pitcher, but
So
she's
you see me batting 5 now?
no,
No?
no. The lineup batting order will stay the same. That doesn't change. Momberg would just come in to possibly pitch um, for McGough and just as that flex player. All right, let's see here. What do we got here? Bass. Oop, 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 Rhiann Bass. Leading off the top of the second for the Comets. The catcher number 21, Rhiann Bass. So Rhiann Bass will lead things off here for the Comets. In the top of the second inning, facing Cooper Clausen. Has a swing and a miss. 0-1 on Bass. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch by Clausen. Bass takes it up and away for a ball. So the count 1 ball, 1 strike here on Bass. Cooper Clausen had 1 strikeout in that first inning in the pitch. Swinging a ground to the right side. Grabbed at first base by Gromberg. Steps on the bag for the out. 1 away. And I'll bring up Letty Herrera. The right fielder, number 15, Letty Herrera. Herrera ran in the first game, played left field, did not bat. So she will get her first plate appearance in the doubleheader. A 200 hitter on the year. Swing and a miss to the first offering, 0-1. 4 hits, 1 double, 1 RBI. No balls and 1 strike to Herrera. Cooper Clausen, the right-hander, leans back, delivers. Remember when I was saying in the first inning at the mandatory that the pitchers wear the cage? I was erroneous in that because Cooper Clausen is not sporting it. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Herrera. She feels her reflexes are fast enough. She can get the glove up and stop anything that comes her way. Here comes a 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. The riser there, and Herrera swings through it. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Number 15, Letty Herrera. Leticia. It goes by Letty. 1-2 the count. And the pitch. Just misses outside, and the count now levels off on Herrera. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Out of Phoenix, Arizona, Gateway Community College. Her and Sierra, the number 9 hitter, both from Phoenix and played at Gateway CC. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Pop-up foul back and off the screen. So the count stays level. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Herrera. They have players from all over the place. Mayville State, Upper Midwest, Canada, Southwest. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count here in the pitch. Little change of pace, swung on and fouled over by the first base dugout. Out of the reach of Gronberg, and the count continues on Herrera. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Michaela Pino waiting on deck. Clausen looks at the dugout, gets the sign from Coach Gable, looks at the wristband, and now ready to work. Here comes the 2-2 offering. Pop up again, foul on a play off to the right. So the battle continues between Herrera and Cooper Clausen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on, 1 out here in the second. Comets leading 1-0. And the pitch. Wide, ball 3. Full count now to Herrera. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Cooper Clausen, the right-hander, ready to work. Here comes the 3-2 offering on the way to Herrera. High, ball 4. Great at-bat there by Herrera. Gets the walk. First walk issued there by Clausen. And bring up Michaela Pino. The first baseman, number 24, Michaela Pino. Michaela Pino in game number 1. 0 for 2. Ground out, strikeout. So she now will step in with her runner at first base, 1 out here in the second. Cooper Clausen really bends at the waist. That's that left foot way back, right foot on the pitching rubber. Leans back, delivers. Down low, but low enough or high enough for a strike. Hitting the corner, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike on Pino. And Torres Sierra waiting on deck, barring a double play. Clausen delivers. Check swing. That is a ball outside. A ball and a strike. One the count on the Comet first baseman. And Clausen leans back, delivers 1-1. Pop up, that'll be fouled, out of play. So the count continues at a ball and 2 strikes here on Pino. Vikings winning game 1, 8-3. They're now 500 on the season, 20-20, 9-8 in conference play. Mayville State Ball's 9-33 overall. They are 3-14 in the conference. And the pitch. Pop up, straight up the chute, right up the elevator shaft, but then it's going to be backing out of play. So another battle here as the count continues on Pino. A ball and 2 strikes. Cooper Clausen ready to work here against Pino. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. That one low. Scooped out of the dirt by Nixon. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cooper Clausen, deliberate in her pitching. Gets the sign. Looks at the wristband. Shakes the ball a little bit in the glove. Now ready to work. Leans back, delivers. Swinging a high fly ball, left field. In the corner, on the move, Kuklinski, and it's going to be out of play. So the count continues at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Going to play this weekend, Dickinson State, Jamestown, tied at the top of the conference at 13-3. Bellevue 11-7, then Valley City at 9-8. Mayville 3-14, then Dakota State 2-16. So these 2 teams will match up in the opening round of the conference tournament, barring a sweep by Dakota State at Bellevue. There's a swing and a miss. The ball got away from Nixon, and that's going to be a pass ball off a strikeout, and that's going to move everybody up. So we got runners at first and second. That'll be the second strikeout for Clausen. The second baseman, number 22, Antares Sierra. So Antares Sierra will bat with runners at, oh, she did strike out. That right. First base was occupied. Apologies. But Herrera did get to second, so she's in scoring position with 2 away. And the pitch. That ball gets away from Nixon, rolls over to the left on the backstop, and down to third base on a wild pitch. Herrera moves. So she's now at third base, and a 1-ball, no-strike count on Sierra. So first base also will be decided this weekend. Jamestown, they are taking on Dickinson State. And again, Dakota State and Bellevue, the game's going on in the conference this weekend. And we can forget about Dakota State moving up in the standings because Bellevue won the first game 10-2. Here's a pitch on the way to Sierra. She slaps at that one and missed it. So the count of ball and 2 strikes on Tara's Sierra with 2 out, runner at third. We're in the top of the second. Bellevue took Dakota State did take game 2 though, 10-6. Here's the pitch. And Sierra swings and fouls it off. So Bellevue 12-8. So the Vikings will not pass them and stay in that number 4 spot, even with the sweep this weekend. And the Vikings were coming into play today 2 games back. I mean, they could still tie if they sweep, and there's a swing and a miss. Sierra strikes out, second strikeout for Clausen, and that'll retire the side here in the second inning. For the Comets, no runs, no hits, there are no errors. They leave 1 inning and a half. It's Mayville State 1, Valley City State nothing. This is Viking softball on VCSUVikings.com. For the Comets in the top of the second inning, no runs, no hits, no Viking errors, 1 runner left on base. Leading off the bottom of the second for the Vikings, the designated player, number 16, Maddie Zander. So Maddie Zander will lead things off here for VCSU. Be the 6, 7, and 8 batters coming up. Zander, DePorter, and Kuklinski to face Autumn McGough. No finals yet from the Dickinson State-Jamestown game. That's going on in Jamestown. There's a grounder to the third base, picked up by Tula. She'll throw across for the out. 5-3 on the put out of Zander, 1 away. That'll bring up Alyssa DePorter. The third baseman, number 8, Alyssa DePorter. DePorter in game 1, 1 for 3 with a 2-run homer in that 6-run third inning. Well, nobody on here. In the bottom of the second, 1-0 Comets. The pitch, low for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. And the winner of that series between Jamestown and Dickinson State will be the top seed in the tournament. The loser will open up with Dakota State. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Ooh, inside, off the shoulder. And the count on DePorter, 2 balls and no strikes. Valley City State will be the number 4 seed. And that one on the outside corner for a strike, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. On the right-handed hitting, Alyssa DePorter. And McGough delivers. Swung on, there's a shot to left field. That's deep into the corner on the move, and that's a fair ball. It gets by the left fielder. And on her way to second. Around second is DePorter. She's on her way to third. And she'll pull in there with a leadoff stand-up, or one-out stand-up triple. Alyssa DePorter hit a shot down the left field line. Left fielder Mathowitz couldn't get to it. It'll be a triple. That'll bring up Avery Kuklinski. The left fielder, number 13, Avery Kuklinski. So DePorter with the triple. That is her second of the year. Kuklinski, beautiful bunt out in front of the circle. Grabbed by McGough, throw to first, out. Runner coming home, throw back, in time for the out. A bunt just a little bit too hard, and that will go down as a 1-3-2 double play, and that will retire the side here in the second. For the Vikings, no runs, one hit, no errors, nobody left. We head to the third. It's Mayville State 1, Valley City State nothing. This is Viking softball on VCSUVikings.com. For the Vikings in the bottom of the second, no runs, one hit. There was no errors and nobody left on base. Leading off the top of the third for the Comets, the center fielder, number 4, Mackenzie Hughes. Now Mackenzie Hughes will lead things off here for the Comets in the top of the third, leading 1-0. Hughes flew out to right field to start the game. And we'll bat in and lead off here. Starting in, here's a bunt out in front of the circle. Grabbed there by Clausen to throw to first. Not going to be in time. That'll be an infield hit for Hughes. That is hit number 3 for the Comets. And it'll bring up Lacey Mathowitz. Left fielder number 20, Lacey Mathowitz. Mathowitz singled and scored her first time up. Scored on Tula's RBI double. Here's the pitch on the way, and she squares and takes it high. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strike. And even if the Vikings and Bellevue tied in the standings, Bellevue took 3 out of 4 from the Vikings this season, so they would stay in that number 3 spot. Again, they split their 2 games today. They are 12-8 in the conference. Here's the pitch. Low for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Runner at first base is Hughes. One for 2 in game 2 for Hughes. She did have a hit in game 1 as well, a double. 2 balls and no strikes to Mathowitz, and the pitch. Slaps at that one and chokes up on the bat and fouls it off. They count 2 balls and 1 strike on Mathowitz. She was the losing pitcher in game 1. 2-1 the count. Hughes off of first. Nobody out, top of the third inning, 1-0 Comets. And the pitch. Runner goes, bunted that and fouled. Again, she slides that hand up like she's going to bunt, but more of a just slap at it. So the count now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes with Mathowitz. The dangerous Tula waiting on deck. 2-2 the count here on Mathewitz. Cooper Clausen leans back, delivers. High, Brunner to second, throw down, and not going to be in time. Stolen base for Hughes. And the count full now, 3-2 on Mathewitz. With a runner in scoring position here in the third. Three balls, two strikes. Runner at second, nobody out. Clausen working here in the third. Here comes a 3-2 pitch on the way. Swinging a pop, foul territory, left side. DePorter over by her dugout, makes the play. One away, and it'll bring up Lindsey Tula. The third baseman, number 27, Lindsey Tula. Tula with an RBI double in the first. That is the lone scorer in the game so far. Runner at second base, and one out. Tula now with 24 runs driven in, second on the club behind Terrace. And the pitch. Swinging a foul back, 0-1. No balls, one strike. Left-handed batter, Lindsey Tula. Clausen to work. 0-1, leans back, delivers. Swinging a pop-up again, foul territory left side. DePorter over by the fence, and it's out of reach. And the count 0-2 on Tula. Again, talked about Lindsey out of Bovey, Minnesota. Grand Rapids High School, up by Coleraine, Minnesota, in the Iron Range, hockey country. Well, pretty much anywhere in Minnesota is hockey country. No balls and two strikes, and the pitch. Pop up, again, back behind home plate. And like everything else, it's over our heads. No balls and two strikes, a count here on Tula. Clausen has thrown a lot of pitches in the first 2 1/3 innings of this one. A lot of full counts, balls getting fouled off. 0-2 the count here on Tula. And the pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Back in, knocked down, and no. Ball did squirt into center field. Hughes will come around to score. It'll be an RBI single there for Tula. Right up the middle. So the RBI makes it 2-0. It'll bring up Madison Terrace. The shortstop, number 10, Madison Terrace. And they are a little bit of delay here as they're waiting to see if Bannard's okay. So Tula now 2 for 2 with 2 runs driven in. Tied with Terrace with 25 on the season. And Terrace struck out swinging her first time up. 2-0 Comets lead. 4 hits now in the game for Mayville State. So Clausen working with the runner at first and 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swung on, there's a high fly ball, left field in the corner. Kuklinski back in foul territory, and it's over the fence, but a foul ball. Just a loud strike there by Terrace. No balls and 1 strike. She and the runner first, Tula, are now tied in home runs and RBIs for the Comets, 3 and 25. She was trying to break the tie with that swing. 0-1 the count. And Clausen leans back, delivers. Way high, nice catch by Nixon. 1 ball, 1 strike. Terrace, a right-handed batter. A sophomore out of Cold Spring, Minnesota, Rocori High School. Over by St. Cloud in the central part of the state. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And the count now 1-2 on Terrace. So you listen long enough, you get a geography lesson, and you watch some softball, and you learn where places are, whether you want to or not. A ball and 2 strikes on Terrace. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout there for Clausen. That is her second time she's gotten Terrace 2 away. That'll bring up Autumn McGough. Pitcher number 11, Autumn McGough. McGough popped out to shortstop Deemer her first time up. Chance to help herself here. Runner at first and 2 away. That's strikeout number 3 for Clausen. And the pitch wide, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. On the right-handed hitting Autumn McGough. Leans back, and the right-hander delivers. The ball gets away from Nixon. Runner to second. The throw down is not going to be in time. So the wild pitch gets Tula to second. And it's a 1 ball, or 2 ball, no strike count on McGough. Clausen trying to get out of this inning. 1 run across so far. Runner at second, 2 outs here in the third. The pitch. McGough takes it high. Ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Rianne Bass waiting on deck. Yeah, McGough can keep the inning going. 3-0 the count. And the righty delivers. High, ball 4. Ball gets away again from Nixon. And down to third base goes Tula. And McGough on the walk. Runners at the corners. And that's going to bring Coach Gable out of the dugout. And he's going to head out to the circle and talk with his infield and battery. That's the second walk issued by Clausen. She's walked 2, struck out 3. Now runners at the corners with 2 out and 1 in here in the third. And Rianne Bass will bat after the conversation in the pitching circle. The chat's over. Everybody fans out to their position, and here we go. The catcher, number 21, Rianne Bass. Bass was 1 for 2 in game 1. And we'll step in here with the runners at the corners. And Clausen ready to work. Here's the pitch. Wide for ball. 1 ball, no strikes. The Highlanders had their practice here earlier, and now they are over the right field fence out in right field enjoying the game. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch. That one is upstairs for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Two balls, no strikes on Bass. Runners at the corners. 2 outs here in the top of the third. 2-0 Comets. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string on that one. And Bass swings through it. 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike on Rianne Bass. Andy Herrera waiting on deck here for the Comets. And Bass takes that pitch on the outside corner at the knees for a strike, 2-2. So again, one strike away for Clausen to get out of this inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Looking in is Clausen. She's ready. Leans back, delivers. Swing and a miss. Clausen gets the strikeout. That is her 4th of the game and retires the side. But the Comets do get a run on a couple of hits. No errors. They leave 2. We are through 2.5. It's Mayville State 2, Valley City State nothing. This is Viking softball on BCSUVikings.com. For the Comets in the top of the 3rd, a run on 2 hits. No Viking errors and 2 runners left on base.
We're just taking a shortcut.
8-9-1 hitters coming up here for Valley City State. It'll be Nixon, Stone, then the top of the order, and Deemer to face Autumn McGough, leading 2-0 here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Leading off the bottom of the 3rd for the Vikings, the catcher number 5, Lauren Nixon. Lauren Nixon will bat here along with Mackenzie Stone. Nixon in game 1. 1 for 3. Did score a couple of runs. Had a couple of stolen bases. And the lefty will step in here and face McGough in the home half of the 3rd. Vikings trailing 2-0. Well, just as I said, as the Highliners are watching the game, they're not leaving. I scared them away. Pitch high for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Picked up a big 2-point win in the EDC last night with a 13-0 win over Fargo South, did the Highliners. 1-0 the count here to Nixon. McGough, the right-hander, delivers. Swing and a miss. Nixon running up on that one, swung over the top, 1-1. McGough very much like a baseball pitcher with that windup. Brings the ball in her glove, up and over her head, behind her head. A lot of motion as she goes into that windup. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. And misses low and away, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. If memory serves, she was a freshman on the Highliner base softball team that took 3rd in state in 2019. There's a swing and a miss. And her and Haley Schaefer were geared to be the 2 pitchers in the 2020 season. Another good year expected for the Highliners, but of course softball was canceled that year because of COVID. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and there's a swing and a foul tip. Oh, was time called. Either way, it is 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nixon. And then McGough went to Cheyenne for her last couple of years. There's a grounder, foul wide of first. So the count rides along here. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Lauren Nixon, leading things off for VCSU. In the home half of the 3rd, they trail 2-0. 1 game, 1, 8-3. Second games 3 and 4 of this weekend series will be up in Mayville tomorrow. There's a little pop over the bag and into center field, a base hit. Nixon just reached out and punched that one into center field for a hit. Hit number 2 for the Vikings. That'll bring up Mackenzie Stone. The center fielder, number 7, Mackenzie Stone. McKenzie in game one walked and scored, and also flied out, grounded out, was 0 for 2 with that run scored. Here's the pitch to her. Takes the slider and low and away. Ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. We're in the bottom of the third inning. Game one took 2 hours and 11 minutes, with the Vikings winning 8-3. This one closing in on an hour old, not quite halfway through it. There's a high fly ball, short left field. Mathewitz is in, but it's going to fall in foul territory and to count 1-1. Just a little flare into left field and dropped in foul territory. So the count 1 ball, 1 strike. On the right-handed hitting Mackenzie Stone. Right-hander McGough has their sign as he checks the wristband, delivers. Runner goes, pop up, foul territory, going over his Pino, and that's going to be out of play. So the count of ball and 2 strikes on Stone. I want it to be a ball and 2 strikes. Oh, man. It's 0-2. Swing and a miss, change of pace, and Stone strikes out. McGough picking up her second strikeout. That's out number 1. We head to the top of the order, and Ashlyn Deemer. The shortstop, number 6, Ashlyn Deemer. Deemer grounded out her first time up. She had a good game 1. And she swings here, grounds it to second. Sierra has it, flips to second out there, no relay. They get Nixon, 4-6 on the force for out number 2. Deemer is on the fielder's choice, and he'll bring up Kylie Bannard. The second baseman, number 97, Kylie Bannard. Bannard struck out looking her first time up. And takes the first pitch low for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. On the right-handed hitting Bannard. And the pitch. Takes that one inside and misses for a ball. 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. And McGough wheels and deals. There's a grounder to short. There's a step on the bag. Throw to first for the out. That is going to be a 6-3 ground out. Bannard grounds out to Terras to retire the side here in the third. For the Vikings, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. They leave 1. We head to the fourth, 3 complete. It's Mayville State 2, Valley City State nothing. This is Viking softball on BSSUVikings.com. For the Vikings in the third, no runs, 1 hit, no common errors, and 1 runner left on base. Attention, now playing second base for the Vikings, number 21, Caitlin McNeil. So Caitlin McNeil is going to come in now, and she is at second base. Bannard was injured, I think, in that first inning on that diving attempt to that ground ball base hit. So she has been lifted, and now McNeil will play second. It'll be the bottom third of the order coming up here for the Comets, with Herrera leading things off. Leading off the top of the fourth for the Comets, the right fielder, number 15, Letty Herrera. So Lady Herrera will lead things off for Mayville State. The right-hander Clausen ready to work. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch. Herrera walked her first time up. And the count, no balls and one strike. There's a swing and a foul back. If the net's not there, that's hitting the press box. The count, no balls and two strikes. But I was all over it. I was going to be under the table right there. 0-2 the count on Herrera. We're in the top of the fourth inning. Comets leading at 2-0. This is when the inning that the Vikings made their move in game one. Here's the 0-2 pitch. High for a ball. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Michaela Pino waiting on deck. And then on Tara's Sierra will follow. Bottom third of the order here for the Comets in the fourth. 1-2, the count. Clausen delivers. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 5 for Clausen. 1 away. And it'll bring up Michaela Pino. The first baseman, number 24, Michaela Pino. Pino struck out her first time up. Actually, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was strikeout number 6 for Clausen. And that pitch comes across just a little bit high, maybe inside. 1 ball, no strikes on Pino. Two nothing, Comets lead. Batting here in the top of the fourth inning. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Final weekend of the regular season in the North Star. Everybody heads to Dickinson next weekend for the conference tournament. Baseball will be in Dickinson for the conference tournament. Golf will be in Nebraska for the conference tournament. And that pitch is high for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike on Pino. A right-handed batter. Clausen ready to work. And the pitch. And that one in for a strike at the belt. And the count now even 2-2. Track there. The Bison open this weekend. Two balls, 2 strikes on Pino. And the pitch. Low for a ball. Their conference tournament will be also in Dickinson coming up May 8th. Boy, everything is in Dickinson except for golf. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Pino. Clausen with 1 out, nobody on, delivers. Pop up, foul territory, left side, out of play. So the count continues on Pino. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We're in the top half of the fourth inning. Comets with a run in the first and the RBI double by Tula. She had an RBI single in the third. Three balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. That's strike 3 called. Got her looking. Number 7 for Clausen. The second baseman, number 22, Antara's Sierra. Antara's Sierra will bat. She struck out swinging back in the second inning. Clausen struck out 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, and now 2 so far here in the fourth. And the pitch. Bunt in the air, foul territory left side, and just out of reach of the catcher Nixon. No balls and 1 strike. Nothing at 1 on Antares Sierra. Or Antares. Here's the pitch. Shows bunt, bunts it. Foul at home plate. So they count 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, 2 out here in the fourth. 2-0, Comets with the lead. Left-handed hitting Sierra. Clausen really bends at the waist and delivers. High. Almost got her to chase. And the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. And 2 games tomorrow in Mayville at 1 and 3 to wrap up the regular season. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Clausen strikes out the side. She's got 8, and that is her first 3-up and 3-down inning. Nothing across for the Comets in the fourth. We head to the bottom half. It's Mayville State 2, Valley City State nothing. This is Viking Softball live on YouTube at VCSUVikings.com. For the Comets, in the top of the fourth, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. As we head to the bottom of the fourth, the Vikings will have the 3-4-5 batters, Gronberg, Stone, and Zander, to face Autumn McGough. She struck out 2, walked 1, giving up just a couple of base hits. Has pitched well here today in her hometown. Leading things off in the bottom of the fourth for the Vikings, the first baseman, number 25. Logan Gronberg. So Logan Gronberg will get things started here for the Vikings in the fourth. Gronberg walked back in the first and then was erased on a fielder's choice to end the inning on a disputed call. Here's a shot fouled on left field corner. No balls and 1 strike on the Bismarck graduate. Came to VCSU by way of the University of North Dakota. I believe Bismarck High, if memory serves. And the pitch. There's a changeup. Just misses a little bit high. 1 ball, 1 strike. We're talking about McGough being part of that 2019 Highliner State Tournament team. Gronberg played the Highliners in that state tournament in Minot that year. Highliners winning it. There's a grounder out towards short. Charging, throwing, and in time for the out. Played by Terez. Ooh, first baseman pulled something. Pino's, I don't know if she's holding her side or her shoulder or her arm. But she's in a little discomfort, but she made the play. 6-3 to get Gronberg for out number 1. To bring up Kennedy Stone. The right fielder, number 43, Kennedy Stone. And so it is the arm as Pino is kind of shaking it out. She made a little bit of a stretch, maybe just stretched it wrong, turned it wrong when she made the play. 1 out here in the fourth. And now Stone, she grounded into that fielder's choice to end the first inning. And here's the pitch by McGough. Grounder right side. Sierra, the second baseman, has it. Flips to first for the out. 4-3 on the putout. So quickly 2 away. Brings up Matty Zander.
The designated player, number 16, Matty Zander.
Zander grounded out to third, her first time up. And she grounds one to the left side. Shortstop or third baseman Tula has it. Throw to first for the out. Well, that is a tidy inning for McGough. 3 ground ball outs to short, second and third. 3 up and 3 down. Nothing across for the Vikings through 4. It's 2-0 Mayville State. This is Viking softball on BCSUVikings.com.
For the Vikings in the bottom of the fourth, no runs, no hits, no common errors, and nobody left on base.
It's either been a ground ball out or a strikeout. For McGough, it's either been a ground ball out or a strikeout. Nothing in the air. That's probably why she's pitching, because she keeps the ball down. Anything in this jet stream is going out. Mackenzie Hughes will lead things off here for the Comets in the top of the 5th inning. They lead 2-0. It'll be Hughes, Mathewitz, and Tula to face Cooper Clausen.
Leading off the top of the 5th for the Comets, the center fielder, number 4, Mackenzie Hughes.
Hughes is flied out, singled and scored, 1 for 2. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Comets. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors for the Vikings. Here in the top half of inning number 5. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Mighty swing by Hughes and couldn't catch up with it. Nothing in 1. No balls and 1 strike. Oh, and 1 the count on the left-handed hitting Hughes. And the pitch. High for a ball. They count 1 ball, 1 strike on Hughes. And the right-hander Clausen delivers. Hughes takes it low and away for a ball. Then the count of 2 balls and 1 strike here on Hughes. Clausen leans in, and the right-hander ready to work. Delivers 2-1. That one stays high. Ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike to Hughes. Three balls, 1 strike. And the right-hander leans back, delivers. Hughes takes it on the outside corner, 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Mackenzie Hughes. Another full count here by the right-hander Clausen. Has her side and working 3-2. Inside, ball 4. So Hughes draws the walk. And it'll bring up Lacey Mathewitz.
The left fielder, number 20, Lacey Mathewitz.
Mathewitz is single and popped out, 1 for 2 with a run scored. third walk issued by Clausen, and that may be the final walk issued by Clausen. It is, as Madison Hazelton will come in to pitch. So we have a pitching change. We'll step aside. Vikings trailing 2-0. We're in the top of the fifth inning. Mayville State with a runner first, nobody out. This is Vikings softball on BCSUVikings.com.
Your attention now pitching for the Vikings, number 14, Madison Hazelton.
So Hazelton now will make her second appearance in as many games in this doubleheader, her 26th appearance of the year. 88 innings, 68 hits. And she did give up one hit, struck out the side in game one. Did walk about her too, but so in 88 innings, she's given up 69 hits, 48 runs, 37 earned, 63 walks, 78 strikeouts. Has a 5-5 record, does have a couple of saves. And I'll do some quick math. Her ERA is below 3. 2.94 is her earned run average coming into this appearance. And she will have Lacey Mathewitz to face here with a runner at first base, nobody out, top of the fifth inning. That 2.94 ERA is tops on the club. Avery Kuklinski does not have an earned run average, but she only had one appearance and didn't get anybody out. But no one scored either. Here's the pitch. Takes low for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Mathewitz. Left-handed batter. And the pitch. Bunts at that one and bunts it foul. And a count of ball and a strike. One the count and the pitch. Bunt third base side. DePorter has it. Throws to first, and the ball got away and goes into right field. Now down to third base goes Hughes. It went off the glove of the second baseman McNeil. That'll be an error on the throw by DePorter. It'll be a sacrifice and an error. Runners at the corners, nobody out. That'll bring up Lindsay Tula.
The third baseman, number 27, Lindsay Tula.
The throw was on the second base side. McNeil had to stretch for it. Went off her glove, went into short right field. Hughes was able to go around to third. So runners at the corners, nobody out here. In the top of the fifth inning, Comet's already leading 2-0, and Tula, who's been responsible for both RBI, steps to the plate, 2 for 2, a double in the first, a single in the third. And the pitch by Hazelton, runner to second, the throw down, and now she's going to get in a pickle. They run her back towards first, and Demert holds the ball and ran her back to first and kept the runner at third. Nice job there by Ashland, as that was played perfectly by the Vikings. So runners still at the corners. And a 1 ball, no strike count on Tula. Now let's see if they try that again, and this time maybe you bluff throw to second and you throw down to third. See if they catch Hughes napping. It is that time of the day for me. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Runner to second. The throw goes down, and that's going to go into center field. That's going to bring Hughes in to score. It'll be a stolen base for Mathewitz. Error on the throw by Nixon as Hughes comes in to make it a 3-0 Comet lead. Second error of the inning. Now runner at second base. And a 2 ball, no strike count on Tula. Or 1-1, pardon me. Thank you. 1 ball, 1 strike. So the Comets now lead it 3-0. Hazelton checks her wrist and ready to work. The pitch. That is up and in for a ball. Two balls and one strike. There's a shot back to the pitcher, gloved by Hazelton. Throw to first for the out. Runner to third. 1-3 on the putout for the first out. That'll bring up Madison Terrace.
The shortstop, number 10, Madison Terrace.
Terrace has struck out twice, but that was against Clausen. Now facing Hazelton. And the pitch. Bunt. Out in front of the pitcher's circle. The runner will score. The throw to first for the out. Beautiful suicide there. 1-4 on the put out. The squeeze perfectly. Terrace will bring in an RBI as Mathewitz comes across to score to make it 4-0 Comets. 2 outs for Autumn McGough.
The pitcher, number 11, Autumn McGough.
McGough today, 0 for 1. And a check foul. No balls and one strike here on McGough. And foul at the plate. Now 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. McGough has popped out and walked. Runner at third. Nobody on. 2 outs. 2 runs in. 4-0 Comets. The pitch. Line drive down the right field line, and that is a foul ball. Oh, 2 the count here on McGough. And Hazelton delivers. Pop up, right side, foul territory. Gronberg over, and Logan cannot make the play. It's out of play. So the count continues on McGough. No balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Pop up again, off and out of play. So the count rides along, and no balls and 2 strikes on Autumn McGough. Hazelton in relief of the starter, Cooper Clausen. Both the runners that scored were Clausen's responsibility. And the pitch. Low for ball. 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes. On the right hand, hitting Autumn McGough. Here's the pitch. Pop up again. Right side, short right field. McNeil out on the grass, and McNeil will make the play, and that will retire the side. But the Comets plate 2 unearned runs. There are no base hits, and there was a couple of errors, and nobody left on base. 4.5. The score, it's Mayville State 4, Valley City State nothing. This is Viking softball on BCSUVikings.com.
For the Comets in the top of the 5th, 2 runs, no base hits, a couple of Viking errors, and nobody Leading off the bottom of the fifth for the Vikings, the third baseman, number 8, Alyssa DePorter.
Alyssa DePorter will lead things off here for VCSU as the Vikings trail 4-0. And going to the bottom of the fifth, Autumn McGough has pitched well today for the Comets. Right-hander facing DePorter, who was doubled up. Pitched low for a ball. She had a triple in the second. And then Kuklinski hit back to the pitcher. The pitcher threw out Kuklinski, and then DePorter tried to score and was thrown out at home. There's a strike called, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. That has been the only scoring opportunity that the Vikings have had today. They have not had 2 runners on in any inning. Here's the pitch. That one bounces away, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike. And the delivery by McGough misses low and away, ball 3. 3-1 here to DePorter, leading things off with the Vikings in the bottom of the fifth. And the righty delivers. Check swing, ball 4. Good start there as DePorter gets the walk, so she's on at first. That'll bring up Avery Kuklinski.
The left fielder, number 13, Avery Kuklinski.
Again, Kuklinski hit into that 1-3-2 double play in the second inning. Right-hander McGough delivers. Low for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. On the left-handed hitting Esco, Minnesota native, Avery Kuklinski. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Vikings trailing 4-0, batting here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And the pitch. That one misses low and away for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 balls, 1 strike on Kuklinski. DePorter, the runner at first, leadoff walk. And McGough delivers. Over but low, ball 3, 3-1. McGough has walked now 2 and struck out 2. And that's going to bring Megan Elliott out of the first base dugout. Actually, I believe that might be Haynes. Emily Haynes, the pitching coach. A quick conversation that just involved the pitcher and coach. And it is over and done with. Three and 1 the count here on Kuklinski. Lauren Nixon waiting on deck. The Vikings trying to do something here against McGough, who for the most part has been in control throughout the game today. And the pitch. And there's a strike called. The count now runs full, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Kuklinski. McGough earns back, delivers. Low, ball 4, so back-to-back walks. That put runners at first and second. Nobody out. 3rd walk for McGough.
The catcher, number 5, Lauren Nixon.
Now Lauren Nixon will step in. She singled to center field her first time up. Big spot here. Runners at first and second. Vikings trailing 4-0. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Runs up on it. Slaps at it. Missed it. 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Oh, and 1 the count here on Nixon. Shows bunt. And bunts it down the first baseline, right on the line. That's a fair ball. That is a fair ball and a bunt single for Nixon. That one went about 5 feet, if not less, down the first base line and just stayed right on the chalk. And Nixon with the bunt single. And that loads him up for Mackenzie Stone.
The center fielder, number 7, Mackenzie Stone.
And even if it went 4 feet, I mean, it barely went out of the left side batter's box. And it was a big chunk of chalk right there, and it just stopped right there. So whoever chalked the lines, thank you. The bases are loaded, nobody out. You left a big glob right there. Here's the pitch. Swung on liner into center field. There's a base hit for Stone. That's going to one in, and that will make it a 4-1 game. Line single to center by Stone, picking up the RBI as DePorter comes across to make it 4-1. And I'll bring up top of the order.
The shortstop, number 6, Ashlyn Deemer.
So now Ashlyn Deemer to the plate. Deemer is grounded out, reached on a fielder's choice. Kuklinski now the runner at third. And that pitch in for a strike. Belt high, outside half, 0-1. Actually, that was more letter high than belt high. No balls and 1 strike. Nixon to second. Mackenzie Stone, who picks up her 23rd RBI, is at first. The pitch. Chopper out towards short. They got the runner at third out there. That's all they're going to get. As Terrace to Tula. And they will get Nixon 6-5 for out number 2.
The second baseman, number 21, Caitlin McNeil.
Now Caitlin McNeil to the plate again. She came on for Bannard, who was injured earlier. So Kuklinski comes across to score to make it 4-2. Stone goes to second, and there's strike, 0-1. And on the fielder's choice, Deemert is at first. So runners at first and second. 1 ball, no strike to count on McNeil, and the pitch. Takes it high, ball 2, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. On the right hand hitting Caitlin McNeil. .242 hitter on the season. There's a strike called, 2-1. No homers, 6 runs driven in. Couple of doubles. Bailey Momberg warming up back behind us. And the pitch. That one rolls in there. It gets away from the catcher, and everybody's going to move up. So 2 runners now in scoring position. The tying run is at second. There is still 1 out. And the count, 3 balls and no strikes to Bannard, but there's going to be a quick conversation in the circle. Or to McNeil, pardon me. 3-1 on McNeil. Gromberg looming in the on-deck circle. Vikings down 4-2, but big spot here with 2 runners in scoring position and a 3-ball, 1-strike count on McNeil. McGough ready to work. Dips and delivers. There's a strike call. The count now full, 3-2. Well, Autumn Cruz through the first 4 innings. No runs, couple of hits, 10 ground ball outs. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. She gets McNeil. That is out number 2, and to bring up Logan Gronberg.
The first baseman at 25, Logan Gronberg.
So your leading RBI producer is now on the batter's box with 2 runners in scoring position. 3 strikeouts for McGough. Gronberg has walked and grounded out. Here's the pitch. Off speed on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. No balls and a 1 strike on Gronberg. And the delivery misses wide, 1-1. I think McGough is going to be very careful to Logan. First base is open. 2 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Vikings have played it 2, trailing 4-2. The pitch. And they are going to be really careful. They're not even going to pitch to her. They're going to intentionally walk Logan. And there is ball 4. So she is, for the lack of a, it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Where did I miss the strike? Because they were trying to pitch around her, and he called a strike on 1. All righty then. There's ball 4. Now we've got the bases loaded for Kennedy Stone.
The right fielder, number 43, Kennedy Stone.
And we're going to get a courtesy runner here for Logan. Madison Spacer will run for.
Your attention, no running at first base, number 34, Madison Spacer.
So Spacer is the runner at first for Gromberg. And Kennedy Stone at the plate. She is reached on a fielder's choice and grounded out 0 for 2. Big chance here for the sophomore with the bases full of teammates and 2 out. The pitch. There's a strike called, 0-1. Be an awfully good time for a first career grand slam. Oh, that's right. She did get one last week. Well, then she can get her second one, her first one at home. Thank you. That's why you're one of the best in the business there, Carrie. 1 ball, 1 strike on Stone. And the pitch. There's a shot to left field, deep in the corner, and foul. Oy vey. Hearts stopped in the Mayville dugout and jumped for joy momentarily for Valley City State fans. It's a ball and 2 strikes on McKenzie. Straighten that one out just a smidge there, kid, and we got ourselves a 4-bagger. A ball and 2 strikes, and the pitch. Ground ball to short. Terrace is up with it, goes the short route. No, thank you. Everybody's safe. And now back to third base. Getting back to third base is Stone McKenzie comes across to score. It'll be a fielder's choice. Deemer to third. Runner at second is Spacer, and it's now 4-3. I'll bring on Maddie Zander.
The designated player, number 16, Maddie Zander.
So the fielder's choice for Stone puts runners at every base still, and 2 out. The pitch. Zander takes a pitch in for a strike at the knees. 0-1. Vikes have batted around here. Zander, the number 9 or the 9th batter to bat in the inning. 3 runs across with just a couple of base hits. Here's the pitch. There's another one up the middle. Base hit to center field. 1 run in. Around. They're going to hold Kennedy at third. And so we are tied at 4 as Deemer comes across to score. Spacer's at third. Stone's at second. Zander at first for Alyssa DePorter.
The third baseman, number 8, Alyssa DePorter.
DePorter started the inning with a walk and scored. 4 runs across here. And the pitch is over but low. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Zander with her 21st RBI of the year. Here's the pitch. Low for a ball. Spacer is at third. Kennedy Stone at second. Maddie Zander is at first. 2 outs, 4 in. 3 hits in the inning for the Vikings. And the pitch on the way by McGough. Swung on a high pop fly, short right center field, dropping fast and coming in. Mackenzie Hughes makes the running catch, and that will retire the side. But for the Vikings, they get 4 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and they leave the bases loaded. Through 5, your new scores, Valley City State 4 and Mayville State 4. This is Viking softball on VCSUVikings.com.
For the Vikings in the bottom of the 5th, 4 runs on 3 hits, no common errors, and 3 runners left on base. top of the sixth for the Comets. Catch number 21, Rianne Bass.
So Rianne Bass will lead things off here. The left-hander facing Madison Hazelton. And the pitch misses, ball one. And Hazelton in relief. Got all three batters she faced out in the fifth inning, but the Comets were able to get a couple of runs across, and those runs charged to the starter, Cooper Clausen. Here's the pitch. And that misses outside, ball two. 2 balls and no strikes to Bass, leading things off here. She is grounded out and struck out. Clausen went 4 innings, allowed 4 hits, 4 runs, 2 earned. She did strike out 8 and walked 3. There's a swing and a foul, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Now Hazelton, who pitched the 7th inning in game 1, cleaned things up. He gave up a hit, a walk, struck out the side, but no save. But now is the pitcher of record here with the game tied at 4 in the top of the 6th inning. And the right-hander delivers. Swing and a miss by Bass. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Letty Herrera waiting on deck here for the Comets. Actually, I think we're getting a pitch hitter for her. Here's the pitch on the way. Swinging a pop fly, short center, out Deemert. That's going to drop for a base hit. A little flare and a base hit to center by Bass. And that'll bring up Nevaeh Stinson. Or will it? She was going to come in, and now she is going to head back to the dugout. Herrera is due up, the right fielder. And they're going to actually send up Kate Vegan.
Attention, now running at first base, number 3, Haley Patchett. At the plate, number 7, Kate Vegan.
So Vegan will step in. The sophomore out of Frazee. She's a Hornet. Well, bat for Herrera. Herrera had walked and struck out. So now the lefty, another lefty. She squares the bunt and missed it. 0-1 the count. So I suppose they figure instead of wasting Nevaeh Stinson in a bunting situation, have someone else step in and take the sacrifice and save Stinson for a bigger opportunity. No balls and 1 strike here to Vegan. Bass the runner first. There's a bunt out in front of the circle. Grabbed by Hazelton. Low throw. And nice job. Scooped up there by second baseman McNeil. Nice play there. 1-4 on the sacrifice. That is out number 1. Down to second base goes Bass. Oh, they say she pulled her foot. I thought he called her out. Hang on. Now the base umpire is talking. He called her out. Much to the dismay of the first base coach. Now, hang on. We're going to have a conversation. It was a nice one-hop scoop by McNeil. And he called her out. The runner, Vegan, is still standing on the bag. First base coach saying that McNeil pulled her foot. And they're calling her safe. So they are going to call her safe. So runners at first and second, nobody out. And that will bring up Michaela Pino.
The first base is number 24, Michaela Pino.
Pino is struck out and twice, once swinging, once looking. It's probably going to be quite possibly an error on McNeil or the pitcher. And she pulled her foot. There's a low throw. McNeil came up with it on a short hop. But either way, you got runners at first and second. Another bunt down the third base line. Grabbed by DePorter. The throw. This is in time for the out. 5-4 on that sacrifice. Out number one. Runners now move up to second and third. And Sierra is due up. Antares Sierra will come to the plate. Coach Jordan Olson is having a conversation with the home plate umpire, so we're going to have some kind of a change. Maybe this is where they bring Stinson in with two runners in scoring position. And as I say that, number 29 comes out of the dugout.
Your attention now batting, number 29, Nevaeh Stinson.
So Stinson will bat. Stinson walked twice and struck out in game one. She'll step in with runners at second and third. And one out, the pitch. This is inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Stinson, a 120 hitter on the year. Left-hander. Bass at third, Vegan at second, 1 out, and the pitch. A riser misses upstairs, ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. I'm sure Sierra then would just re-enter, go back into second base. We'll have to wait and see what they do defensively if Herrera re-enters to go to right or Vegan goes out. Here's the pitch. On the inside corner for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to count here on Stinson. Bass, a leadoff single, the runner at third. Vegan on the sacrifice, fielder's choice. She is on at second base, and Pino had the sacrifice bunt 5-4. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This will be a big spot for Hazelton's strikeout. She's second on the club with 78 going into this game. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Just missing the outside. Nixon tried to frame it up. And the count now runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes, top of the order. And Mackenzie Hughes waiting on deck here for the Comets. Three, 2. Runners at second and third, 1 out. The pitch. Swinging a foul to the screen. So the count rides along. 3 balls and 2 strikes. On the left end, hitting Nevaeh Stinson. Out of Minnedosa, Manitoba. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called. They got her on the outside corner. First strikeout for Hazelton. 2 away. We go to the top of the order. Mackenzie Hughes.
The center fielder, number 4, Mackenzie Hughes.
Hughes 1 for 2. Scored a couple of runs. With 2 out, runners at second and third, we are still tied 4-4. That's the first strikeout for Hazelton. And the pitch. Outside corner for a strike, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Hazelton checks the dugout for her sign, looks at the wristband, delivers. Swinging a foul down the right field line off the tarp. And the count, 0-2. On the left field line, pardon me. No balls and 2 strikes here on Hughes. These 2 teams will head north to Mayville to wrap up the weekend series tomorrow. And then they'll play each other the first round of the conference tournament next weekend in Dickinson. No balls and 2 strikes here on Hughes. The pitch. A little bit high for a ball. 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes. Five hits for the Comets, 5 hits for the Vikings. Each have scored 4 runs. Vikings have committed 2 errors. The pitch. Swinging a chop off the plate, over to Porter. Grabbed by Deemert at short, and that'll be an infield hit for Hughes. It's a high chop, too high for Alyssa to get to. Bass comes in to score to make it 5-4 Comets. Down to third base goes Vegan. Runners at the corners for Lacey Mathewitz.
The left fielder, number 20, Lacey Mathewitz.
Mathewitz 1 for 3, scored a couple of runs. So she will step in with runners at the corners. And see if they got Hughes on the move on the first pitch. 2 outs here in the 6th, 5-4 Comets lead. That's hit number 6 now for Mayville State. And the pitch, low for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. We're in the bottom half of inning number 6. The Vikings and Comets. Vikings won game 1, 8-3. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And the count 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Vikings will have the bottom third of the order coming up in the bottom of the 6th inning. Mathewitz, again, has scored a couple of runs today in this game. And the pitch on the outside part of the plate just misses the corner, and it's now 2 balls and 1 strike. The ever-dangerous Lindsay Tulo waiting on deck. 2-1 the count. Hazelton leans back, delivers. Ground ball right back to Maddie. She has it in the circle, throws to first for the out. 1-3 on the put-up, and that will retire the side. But the Comets take the lead. They get a run on 2 hits. There are no Viking errors and 2 runners left on base. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Your new score, it's Mayville State 5, Valley City State 4. This is Viking softball, live on YouTube at VCSUVikings.com.
For the Comets in the top of the 6th, a run on 2 hits. There was 1 error and 2 runners left on base. Leading off the bottom of the 6th inning for the Vikings, the left fielder, number 13, Avery Kuklinski.
Herrera did re-enter and back in right field. So she is out in right field as she re-entered. And now Kuklinski to lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th. Vikings now trailing at 5-4. And McGough delivers. There's a belt. Pitch misses outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes on Kuklinski. Avery is hit into a double play, walked and scored in that 4-run 5th inning. And the pitch. Swung on. There's a shot to center. That's going to be grabbed on a backhand sliding catch by Mackenzie Hughes. Boy, Hughes has been outstanding defensively here in this game for the Comets. Took a couple of home runs away in the first game, and they're a sliding catch of a base hit off the bat of Kuklinski.
The catcher, number 5, Lauren Nixon.
Now Nixon to the plate. She has singled twice, 2 for 2. 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And McGough delivers. Swing and a foul tip at the plate, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. The Vikings are going to glad to see Hughes graduate. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Bunt attempt, and she missed it. 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes on Nixon. She did have a bunt single her last time up. Now behind here, 0-2. With 1 out, nobody on. Mackenzie Stone on deck here for the Vikings. Trailing 5-4 as they bat in the bottom of the 6th. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. So Nixon goes down. That is out number 2. That'll bring up Mackenzie Stone.
The center fielder, number 7, Mackenzie Stone.
That is strikeout number 4 for McGough. And now Stone, who is struck out and singled. Behind the count here, no balls and 1 strike. Four strikeouts, 4 walks for Goff, 1 walk intentional. There's a ground ball down the third base line. Grabbed by Tula in front of the bag. Throw across, nice stretch, and digging out of the dirt at first base is Pino. Boy, the flash in the leather here are the Comets. 5-3 on the putout, and that retires the side. For the Vikings, nothing across. We head to the 7th. It's Mayville State 5, Valley City State 4. This is Vikings softball on VSSUVikings.com.
For the Vikings in the bottom of the 6th, no runs, no hits, no common errors, nobody left on base.
She dives and that ball drops and gets fired. That's a triple for Avery. Well, if we lose, I go home. If we win, I go to Dairy Queen. Let's win, 'cause I want to go to Dairy Queen.
All right.
What's that?
I'm saying she could take over. Yeah. You must have gotten some action though. You must have gotten some action though. Yeah, I got a little bit more.
Leading off the top of the 7th for the Comets, the third baseman at 27, Lindsey Tula.
Well, Lindsey Tula will lead things off here for Mayville State in the top of the 7th inning. 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Comets. 4 runs, 5 hits, 3 errors for the Vikings. And the pitch to Tula, low for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Tula, an RBI single in the first, or double, an RBI single in the third. And back pitcher to first in the 5th. 2 for 3 with a couple of RBI. And here's the pitch. And one on the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. We have had pretty much sun all day, though the clouds have hidden it from time to time. But right now, lots and lots of sunshine, blue skies here on this Friday night. The pitch. Up and in for a ball. 2 balls and a strike here on Tula with Terrace and McGough to follow. Comets looking for some insurance, leading 5-4 because the Vikings will have the top of the order coming up in the bottom of the 7th. 2 balls and 1 strike to the Comet third baseman. And the pitch. Low, and it's 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Momberg was warming up for Mayville State a couple of innings ago, but really, you take away that 5th inning, McGough has pitched a good game today. And we'll see if she comes out to finish the job. Here's the pitch. And that one in at the knees for a strike, and the count runs full now, 3-2 on Tula. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Tula leading things off here for Mayville State in the bottom of the 7th inning. Here's the pitch. Chop off the plate. Pitcher, Hazelton has it. Underhand flip to first for the out. 1-3 in the put out. 1 away. And it'll bring up Madison Terrace.
The shortstop, number 10, Madison Terrace.
Terrace has struck out twice and had a bounced out pitcher to second base covering and brought a run in, though, back in the 5th inning. And Hazelton delivers. Swing and a foul off to the right, 0-1. Hazelton came on with 2 on and nobody out in the 5th. Got all 3 batters she faced, but a couple of runs did come in to score. Did give up a couple of hits and a run in the 6th inning. Now trying to keep it a 1-run game here in the 7th. The 0-1 pitch. Shot foul. Again, off to the netting. So the count, no balls and 2 strikes here on Terrace. 1 strikeout for Hazelton. And the right-hander delivers. Pop foul, not a play. So the count continues. No balls and 2 strikes. On the right-handed hitting, Madison Terrace. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball. Number 2 for Hazelton. 2 away. That'll bring up Autumn McGough.
The pitcher, number 11, Autumn McGough.
McGough has popped out, walked, and popped out. Over 1 and over 2 today. Now 2 away and nobody on here in the 7th. And the pitch. High, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes on McGough. Hazelton trying to put a goose egg up here in the 7th. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Swinging a foul, back to the netting. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Mayville got a run in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. Valley City State got all 4 of their runs in the 5th inning. But left the bases loaded when the inning ended. 1 ball, 1 strike here on McGough. And the pitch. Low, ball 2. Comets have left 6 runners on. Vikings have left 5 runners on base. 2-1 the count here on McGough. Here comes Hazelton delivering. Riser high and out of the strike zone. It's now 3-1. Rianne Bass would follow, and McGough extends the inning. Demet, McNeil, and Gronberg due up in the bottom of the 7th for the Vikings. 3 balls and 1 strike here to McGough. The pitch, pop up, and that's going to be out of play. So the count continues now full, 3-2 on Autumn McGough. Three balls, 2 strikes. Swung on, fouled on the left field line. Not by much. So the count stays full, 3-2 on McGough. Three balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Comets lead at 5-4. And the pitch. Swinging a pop foul and out of play off to the right. So the at-bat continues between the opposing pitchers. Autumn McGough at the plate and Madison Hazelton in the circle. Three balls, two strikes. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up here. And Hazelton ready to work. Right-hander leans back and delivers. Swing and a miss out of the strike zone, and she strikes out McGough. Third strikeout for Hazelton, and that is a 3-up and 3-down inning for the Viking right-hander. Through 6.5, your score, 5-4, advantage Mayville State. We go to the bottom of the 7th. This is Viking softball on VCSUVikings.com.
For the Comets in the top of the 7th, no runs, no hits, no Viking errors, nobody left on base.
McGough, who leads the Comets with 8 complete games this year. She has started 15, completed 8 of them. This is her 16th start. And she's trying to finish what she started here and pick up her 3rd win of the year.
Leading off the bottom of the 7th for the Vikings, the shortstop, number 6, Ashlyn Deemer.
It'll be Deemer, McNeil, and Gronberg to bat here against McGough in the home half of the 7th inning. Deemer has grounded out, reached on a fielder's choice her last 2 times up, has scored a run. So officially 0 for 3. And here's the pitch. That one in the dirt, skips to the backstop. 1 ball, no strikes on Deemer. Five, 4, Mayville State leading. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, nobody on, nobody out. Deemer leading things off the pitch. Hits the outside corner, which is a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. McGough, 4 strikeouts. She's walked 4, 1 intentional. And the 1-1 pitch. There's strike 2 at the knees, a ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 the count here on Ashlyn Deemer. And the sophomore delivers in the dirt. So the count even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. On the leadoff batter, Ashlyn Deemer. And McGough ready to work. 2-2 the count and the pitch. There's a chop to third, foul. So the count continues at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Deemer. McGough ready to work, delivers. There's a shot to short. Grabbed there, barely. Boot, picked up, and no throw. That's going to be an error on the shortstop terrace. So Deemer reaches on the error. She's on it first. It'll bring up Caitlin McNeil.
The second baseman, number 21, Caitlin McNeil.
That is the first error charged to Mayville State. And now McNeil at the plate with the runner at first base. Thinking bunting here to get that tying run in scoring position. There's the bunt out in front of the circle. Grabbed by third baseman Tula. The throw to first for the out. Deemer's going to try to go to third. The throw, and she's in there. McGough went to cover third base. They'll get the out. Tula 5-4 on the put-out for out number 1. Deemert hustling around to third. The throw, McGough covering. That was in time, but the umpire said she's in. So runner at third base with 1 out. And Logan Grunberg to the plate. After the conversation,
The first baseman, number 25, Logan Grunberg.
so now the tying run is at third base. Well, that was some hustle by Deemert. Tula, the third baseman, covered it and covered the bunt and got the out at first. And Deemert came across or went all the way around. Now the pitch missing outside, ball 1. Let's see if they're going to be careful again here to Grunberg. The catcher gets in the crouch, but the pitch was way off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. And McGough delivers. Here's a high pop-up infield. Right side, Sierra, the second baseman, has it for out number 2. So 2 away. And it'll bring up Kennedy Stone.
The right fielder, number 43, Kennedy Stone.
Stone 0 for 3, but had an RBI fielder's choice her last time up. So the Vikings down to their last out. 2 outs with a runner at third. That's the tying run. Mayville State leading at 5-4. And McGough delivers. Low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes on Stone. And the right-hander, McGough, wheels and deals. And Stone takes that one outside. Ball 2, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Matty Zander waiting on deck if Stone can extend things or, who knows, could end it. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And that is a belt high strike on the outside corner, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. McGough has the sign, delivers. There's a shot to the right side, grabbed by the first baseman, stepped on the bag. It's a foul ball, and forget everything I just said. So the count 2-2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the Vikings now down to their last strike. Stone will step in. 2-2 the count. And here's the pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. She got her looking. 5th strikeout for McGough. And the Comets split the doubleheader for the Vikings in the 7th. No runs, no hits. There was 1 error and 1 runner left on base. Your final score in Game 2, it's Mayville State 5, Valley City State 4. We're back with the totals. This is Viking Softball on VCSUVikings.com.
In the bottom of the 7th, for the Vikings, no runs, no hits. There was 1 common error, 1 runner left on base. Your final score in Game 2 of our doubleheader, Mayville State 5, Valley City State 4. These 2 teams will wrap up the season and the series in Mayville tomorrow afternoon. Game 1 at 1 o'clock and Game 2 at 3 p.m.
I'm sorry. Your final totals in this one for the Comets: 5 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. They left 6 runners on base. Valley City State: 4 runs, 5 hits, 3 errors. They left 6 runners on base. Autumn McGough went the distance, picks up the win. She's now 3-13 on the season. And Madison Hazelton will take the loss, and she will drop to 5-6 in this one. And the Vikings got on the board, or the Comets got on the board first again with a RBI double by Tula in the first inning. And then she had an RBI single in the third. They gave them a 2-0 lead. Vikings plated 4 in the fifth, and in the top of the fifth inning, an error, a walk, and a couple of errors. And the Comets were able to plate 2 runs to take a 4-0 lead. Vikings tied it with 4 in the bottom of the fifth. RBI fielder's choice by Kennedy Stone, RBI single by Zander, and also an RBI single by Mackenzie Stone. And also a run came in on a fielder's choice, and that was a 4-4 tie after 5. Then the Comets got the game-winning run off an error in the sixth inning to take a 5-4 lead, and Autumn McGough did the rest as the sophomore goes the distance today. Her 9th complete game of the year. That's the team lead. She went 7 innings, allowed 5 hits, 4 runs. All 4 runs are earned. She walked 4 and struck out 5. And Hazelton takes the loss. Hazelton goes 3 innings. She allows 2 hits and 1 run, 1 unearned run. She had 3 strikeouts and did not walk a batter here today. So now these 2 teams will wrap up the season and the series tomorrow. Again, those 2 games will be in Mayville tomorrow afternoon. 1 o'clock first pitch for game 1. 3 o'clock scheduled first pitch for game number 2. So again, here the final look at our line score for the Comets. A run in the first, 2 in the third, 2 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth, 5 runs, 6 hits, and they had 1 error. For the Vikings, 4 runs in the fifth inning, 4 runs, 5 hits, and 3 errors. Winning pitcher is Autumn McGough. She is now 3-13 on the season, and the losing pitcher is Madison Hazelton. She drops to 5-6 on the year. No home runs in this second game, and our time of the game was 2 hours and 15 minutes. 2 hours, 15 minutes, our time of the game. Well, that's going to wrap things up for the home schedule for Viking softball. Again, at Mayville tomorrow. Then they'll take on Mayville State in the opening round of the conference tournament. That will be up in Dickinson, out in Dickinson, next weekend. Your final score in this one, 5-4 in game number 1. The Comets win after the Vikings took game 1 8-3. Till next time, Paul McDonald saying thanks for joining us. And a reminder, for everything about Viking sports, just go to VSSUVikings.com.